And on the vocal Vike, I talked about this topic. And when we got into this, you talked about it being weird about him being down in Mobile. Why didn't they do it at the end of the season? And I think that's because they just weren't sold on it yet. And I think when they weighed the decisions, I think that they were ready to ride out another season with Kwesi until. So, I mean, because if you were going to fire him, you don't send him down to Mobile, right?
You wouldn't have thought so, but
You gotta. But they sent him down to Mobile. He gets back, and then he does a press conference, and they ask him about Sam Darnold, and I think his response about Sam Darnold was really just the most telling thing that came out of it, to where he basically had to admit that, hey, I blew it with Sam. And I think that's where it came down, where that was the final straw, where Ziggy and Mark Wilf just had to say, I just couldn't do it. So uh, that's all I got to say. On the Kwesi thing is, obviously he had it coming for the draft picks, and the failures that we've had there. Again, another shout out to my guy Dustin Baker over at Vikings Territory, our sister website with Purple PTSD. He throws it out as far as the Vikings being 31 out of 32 teams since Kwesi came in as GM, as far as our draft picks and the amount of playing time that they've got. So we're basically the worst. There's one other team that's worse than us in the league in hitting on our draft picks and getting them valuable playing time. So that was already out against him. I had an article on Purple PTSD already on this, as KOC, Kwesi both in the hot seat, Kwesi being on the hotter hot seat. But I didn't think that was going to happen before the season. Just with how everything ended, and us getting to 9-8, ending on 5 straight wins, I thought that maybe saved them. But again, those comments, and with Sam making the Super Bowl, that kind of changed some things. And I think that had a lot to do with this firing with Kwesi Adofo Mensah.